Oh, okay. Okay, we'll start now in case people are still outside. Right. So thank you all for coming here. Um, so with such a cryptic title for today's event, which we call Can AI Do Theory, uh, I have to start by explaining why we are here. So to motivate this, I want to tell you about this article I read very recently, and I found it very profound. So it starts out by saying, I'll read it out to you. The font might be a bit small. So I propose to consider the question, can machines think? And this should begin with definitions of the meaning of the terms machine and think. And then later in the article, it says the question will not be definite until we have specified what we mean by the word machine. It is natural that we should wish to permit every kind of engineering technique to be used in our machines. We also wish to allow the possibility that an engineer or a team of engineers may construct a machine which works, but whose manner of operation cannot be satisfactorily described by its constructors, because they have applied a method which is largely experimental. And then later it says, instead of trying to produce a program to simulate the adult mind, why not rather try to produce one which simulates the child's? If this were then subjected to an appropriate course of education, one would obtain the adult brain. Presumably, the child brain is something like a notebook as one buys it from the stationers, rather little mechanism and lots of blank sheets. And I'll tell you one more paragraph from this article, which is a variant of Lady Lovelace's objection states that a machine can never do anything really new. This may be parried for a moment with the saw. There's nothing new under the sun. Who can be certain that original work that he has done was not simply the growth of the seed planted in him by teaching, or the effect of following well-known general principles? A better variant of the objection says that a machine can never take us by surprise. Right? And this statement is a more direct challenge and can be met directly. And then the author goes on to say something about it. Has anyone seen this article? Like, yeah, so I had not seen it. I mean, I knew about this article. So this is the 1950 article by Turing, which introduced what we now call the Turing test. I knew about it as a child, but I never bothered to actually read the article. And it's really profound. Like, it's 22 pages, lots of insights in this article. So it's very, I feel, prescient for today's time. So that explains our event. So hi, I'm Pritish. I didn't introduce myself. So a bunch of us, Pravesh and Mariana, who are here, and Abhradeep and Nikhil, who are not here today. We felt that it would be nice to have a community-wide discussion on AI and the role it plays in theoretical research. And many of us are working in like various industry, doing various practical things. And but we are ultimately theoreticians and theoreticians at heart. And like STOC is like our home conference. So we would especially like to thank the SIGACT committee and the Theory Fest committee for encouraging us and supporting this event, and especially like to thank Andrew and Funda and Ravi and the local organizers, Aditya and Pratik, without whom this wouldn't be possible. I want to tell you a little bit about the goals. Some of the goals for today, there are more goals, I guess. So we want to have an academic discussion on where we stand with respect to AI, what are ways to leverage AI wherever it stands today, and what are the implications of where we are, where things are headed on research, on education. So I'll tell you a bit about the program. So we have an excellent set of speakers. So we have 3 in-person talks, Scott, Mark, and David, and 3 virtual talks, which are by Sebastian, Karina, and Prabhakar. So you'll learn more about them through the program. And we'll have a panel discussion. So we are grateful to have Mohammed, Yale, John, and Raghu. And finally, we'll end the day with a poster session. So we got several poster submissions, and yeah, we are grateful that we got so many submissions. And I tried to partition them or classify them into these categories. So roughly, like there are 7 of them which are about like discoveries made or assisted by AI. 4 are about like some kinds of agent harnesses. One is about like formal systems like setting up infrastructure to prove formal statements. Two, it's roughly in the category of community, like how to build a community and what can be done for the community. And two that are somewhat miscellaneous, I couldn't categorize. So with that, I'd like to introduce Pravesh to introduce the first speaker.